What's up, y'all? What's good? Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Thank you for joining me today. Greatly appreciate it. As always, if you could, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you stay up to date with my future Teachable Tuesdays content. We're going to do something a little bit interesting. I've never done this before, but anybody that knows me knows I'm a huge NFL fan. I've been an NFL fan ever since the early 2000s, if you will, since I was a kid. As you can tell from the shirt from Baltimore. But, I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan. Unfortunately, the Baltimore Ravens just got eliminated from the playoffs. Well, they didn't make it to the playoffs, but, it's all good. It's been a lot going on, and we're going to talk about that a little bit towards the end of the video. My 49ers, I'm also a 49ers fan. We're still in it. We play this upcoming Sunday. And so for the whole entire playoff prediction, or I'm going to be giving you guys playoff predictions, as I should say, just to let you know, I am no NFL expert. I am not one of those guys like on First Take and different type of shows and whatnot. This is just me doing something different, doing something fun, kicks and giggles. I know this is typically a motivational channel, but I said, you know what? Let's do a little something different, because every once in a while I like to have a different video. So here are my playoff predictions for what we like to call wildcard weekend. So I'm going to just go ahead and get the easy part of the way. As we know, the Broncos have the number one seed in the AFC, and the Seahawks have the number one seed in the NFC. So those two teams, they chilling, they taking a little cat nap, getting their snooze on, all that good stuff. Well, I can't say getting their snooze on if it's a cat nap. That's kind of a contradiction, but you get what I'm saying. They are resting, and they are getting ready for the divisional round, which will be next weekend. But we're going to look at the first game. So the first game is the Rams versus the Panthers. That will be Saturday at 4:30, Saturday, January 10th. Here's my prediction. Rams are going to win it 26, Panthers 17. The reason why I'm picking the Rams, I think the Rams are just a better overall team, if you will. Nothing against the Panthers. Congratulations for the fact that they made the playoffs for the first time in over 10 years. And they do have a home game. I know a lot of times we say home advantage and whatnot. That's what's going for them. But you got to look at the other end of the spectrum. You got Matthew Stafford, okay? Enough said right there. And just the talent that's on that offense, and the Rams always has a really good defense. I mean, I can't think of too many years that the Rams have not had a good defense. So, Rams is definitely going to take the win on this one, and they're going to move to the divisional round. Next, we have the Bears versus the Packers. That's going to be Saturday at 8 o'clock. And this is going to be an interesting one. I think this is going to be somewhat of a shootout, if you will. Bears are going to take the cake, 35, Packers 33. The reason why I say it's going to be a shootout is because I'm just going to keep it 100% with you. Both offenses are awesome. Both defenses leave quite a bit to be desired, if you will, right? Right now, the Bears are playing with their backup quarterback. I don't know if Jordan Love is going to be back or not. I have not done my research to find out. Somebody fact check me in the comments below to let me know. But I really think this is going to be a shootout, if you will. It's going to be a good game. I think it's going to come down to the wire, but Bears are definitely going to come out on top once again. Next, we have the Jaguars versus the Bills. That is going to take place on Sunday, 1 o'clock p.m. All right, so that's the first game on Sunday, and I am picking let me fix my computer, my bad. I am picking the Jaguars to win 24, Bills 17. This is going to be another good game, but I think the Jaguars are on a roll. The Bills, in the past few games, not counting last game, but the past few games, they've just been kind of slipping and sliding just a little bit. Josh Allen was a little bit hurt a couple of games ago, and I think the Jaguars are really fighting to show why they belong here. I'm low-key rooting for the Jaguars because right now I don't have a say as far as the AFC is concerned. So if I pick one team that I'm banking on making the Super Bowl, it is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hopefully this ages well and doesn't age too badly. But yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence and Jacksonville Jaguars are definitely on the roll. I think they are the team that kind of surprised everybody this year. Everybody wasn't like expecting them to do this good. So yeah, Jacksonville Jaguars will take the cake and move on to the divisional round. Next, we have my 49ers versus the Eagles. That's going to be Sunday at 4:30 p.m. And this one, this is kind of a personal one for a couple reasons. Number one, the Eagles knocked us out of the playoff contention back in 2023 when Brock Purdy was hurt, and he got even more hurt during the game, and they just stomped all over our faces. So for me, this is what I like to call revenge game. Also, my 49ers, let me tell you something. Niners fans, we ain't supposed to be here. I'm going to just keep it 100 with you. You know, as many injuries as we have, we are not supposed to be in this position. The fact that we were this close to having the number one seed and being at home throughout the playoffs and potentially into the Super Bowl, unfortunately didn't happen. The Seahawks, a.k.a. the Rat Hawks, they kind of messed it up for us. But nonetheless, we still got a lot to prove. We got a lot to play for. I think it's going to be a very, very close game. We're still decimated on defense. I'm not expecting defense to kind of carry us through this one. Not just yet. But I think our offense will hold its own. And the Eagles, they have an excellent defense. Their offense has left a little bit to be desired. So I think it's going to be a very, very close one. Again, 49ers 23, Eagles 20. And there's another reason. I'm not going to say the reason why just yet. Why this is somewhat personal for me. But I kind of made a little bit of a wager. Not really a wager, but was talking trash to somebody I know personally, who she thinks the Eagles are going to win. In her voice, she's like, be for real, for real. I'm like, all right, bet. All right, next, we have the Chargers versus the Patriots. I'm going to be a little petty here, right? I really do think the Chargers are going to come out on top, but there's another reason, and I'll explain in just a second. But that game is going to be Sunday, January 11th at 8 o'clock p.m. I have Chargers winning 31, Patriots 21. It's going to be a good game overall, all around. For real, if you look at it, you got two very good teams. Nobody expected the Patriots, just like the Jaguars. Nobody expected the Patriots to have a quick turnaround as they did, if you will, right? Mr. Drake on QB doing an amazing job, considering that this is, I believe, his first year, or is it his second year? I think it's his second year, not first year. It's his second year. And, you know, for a second year, he's not doing bad at all. He has a lot of weapons around him. Defense is doing pretty good as well. I'm going to tell you why I want the Chargers to win. I don't want the Patriots to go to the Super Bowl. And there's nothing against the Patriots. I have nothing against them whatsoever. But I have a family member whose name shall not be said, who is ultra irritating when it comes to football. And I'm going to tell you why. Every chance this individual gets, they're always talking bad about the Ravens. Even when we're not playing them, which, you know, we played them a couple weeks ago. But even when we're not playing the Patriots, she still talks bad about the Ravens. For all I know, you would have thought she was a Steelers fan. I said I wasn't going to give I didn't say the name, but I wasn't trying to give a gender either. But whatever. Anyways, Patriots, I'm sorry. I need y'all to lose. It's nothing personal. I just want her to. And even when they lose, she's still going to say, and even though we ain't got nothing to do with it, I bet you my bottom dollar, she's still going to say, hey, at least we're not the Ravens. Mark my words. I promise you it's going to happen. I'm going to come back on this channel next week, and I'm going to let you know if she said it or not. If I'm right, just know. I know my family. All right. And last but not least, on Monday, for the first time ever, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we have a wild card game at 8:15 p.m. We have the Texans versus the Steelers. Yeah, we were this close to being in the playoffs. That should be us. That should be Texans versus Ravens. It is what it is. Es que lo que. All right. I have Texans winning 24, Steelers 15. I think this is going to be a highly defensive game. I do understand that Steelers get DK back. TJ Watt, he's also back as well. So I think to some degree they're going to play a little bit better offensively than they did against the Ravens. But also, this is something else you have to think about. The Ravens, our defense was trash this year. We had no pass rush whatsoever. The Steelers are now playing against an authentic defense. The Texas defense has been phenomenal all year long. Offense has been cool too, but the storyline for the Texans has been the defense. So I think the defense probably overpowers them a little bit too much. I think the Steelers are definitely going to fight. They're not just going to lay down, especially since they want to be more than a one and done. You know, the narrative for Mike Tomlin is winning season, wanted them in the playoffs. I think they're definitely going to do their best to make sure they change that narrative. Unfortunately, I think that narrative is going to remain the same, and the Texans are going to come out on top. So those are my NFL playoff predictions. Real quick, before I end this video, definitely want to give my thoughts on, as you guys may know at this point, John Harbaugh, our former NFL coach for the Baltimore Ravens, has been fired, relieved of his duties. And my thoughts on it, I was kind of torn. I was not expecting him to get fired. I knew he was going to be on the hot seat for certain after the season. I said, if he doesn't at least make it to the Super Bowl, he is definitely going to be on the hot seat. I was thinking that Zach Orr or Todd Monken was going to get fired, truth be told. More likely Zach Orr. But no, that clearly wasn't the case at all. John Harbaugh is gone. And now we are in the process of interviewing coaches. I know we had our interview with Mike Flores, which everybody keeps saying that's going to be a very, very good fit for us. We've had a couple of interviews this week going on. So if I was a betting man, I would assume that probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll have our new head coach. Might even be sooner than that. But that's my thought process as far as John Harbaugh being let go. As far as the season overall, I am disappointed. It was a very, very rough season. I mean, we went in as the Super Bowl favorites, and to finish the season at 8-9 is just crazy because it just, like, at the last minute, it seems like all the stars were aligning. The Browns had beat the Steelers. We beat the Packers, and all of a sudden it's looking like, hey, winning we in, losing we gone. And it was this close, and then missed the loop. He missed the field goal. And I'm two-sided about that too. On one end, it's like you got to make those kicks. You get paid to make those kicks. But on the other side, you got to give a little bit of grace. He's a rookie. The bottom line is, if our defense played the way they did, he shouldn't even be put in that position because Lamar and offense, I mean, Derrick Henry was running all over the first half. You could argue he could have did more in the second half as far as them giving him the ball. But, I mean, that's neither here or there. Lamar was doing an amazing job. He was just being vintage Lamar. And I just, my heart goes out for him because it's like the past 3 years, it's just heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. And I know he really wants to bring a ring to Baltimore. So I guess, going into next year, depending on how the pieces go and move, we'll see what that looks like if we can finally get to that final step and get that done. You know what I'm saying? If he can deliver good on his promise. Because at the end of the day, it's not just on him. It's a team effort. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, defense this year has not been great. Our pass rush has been non-existent. I mean, completely non-existent. We've had like glimmers of hope throughout the season. At times we did well. One of the times I remember is going back to the Chicago Bears game, right? We did really well. We didn't have Lamar as the quarterback. We had Snoop, Tyler Huntley. Shout out to Tyler Huntley, by the way. Tyler Huntley, in the games he's played this year, he was 2-0. You know what I'm saying? So when Lamar was out, he held it down. But, I mean, moving on, there's a lot of unanswered questions to be delivered. Is Zach Orr and Todd Monken going to get fired? Who knows? I know Todd Monken was interviewed for the Cleveland Browns because Kevin Stefanski, he was let go of for the Browns. So we'll kind of have to wait and see how that goes. Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens overall. But, yep, those are my playoff predictions. Those are my thoughts as far as the Baltimore Ravens season. It's a bit disappointing to go 8-9, but hey, Ravens fan for life, win, lose, draw. It is what it is. We just keep rolling with the punches, and we're going to keep on going. So next week, we're going to be coming back for the divisional round predictions, and the goal is for my 49ers to still be in it so I don't have to give an end-of-the-year 49ers recap until we get to the Super Bowl, which will be in our house, so we really need to do our best to make it there. All right? Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays, here to motivate you, encourage you, inspire you to be a better you. Thank you for joining me today. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Remember, I am not an NFL expert or analyst. I just wanted to do this for kicks and giggles and for fun. I'll be back next week to tell you guys about the divisional predictions, and we'll see if all my predictions come true. Till next time. Peace.